Hi fellow birdies, and welcome back to another edition of SongByrd's Eating Show. In today's video, I'm going to be having food from TikTok for 24 hours. Let's in. Are you ready? Let's get started.
So we're just putting our Grand's biscuits down directly into the bottom of our greased 9x13 casserole dish. Frozen hash browns. Now if you can't find full hash browns like this, you can get those shredded hash browns. Those will work just fine. We're just going to layer them along the bottom here. Delicious cooked breakfast sausage over the top. We're gonna spread that evenly over the hash browns. So now we're gonna take 8 eggs, add a little bit of milk, salt and pepper. I'm using a little hand blender. Pour that egg mixture directly over the top. And we're gonna top generously with cheese. I'm gonna use 2 different cheeses. Now I like using mozzarella in these because it's very stretchy. There is our casserole ready to go. We're gonna pop it in a 375-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. All right, our casserole is ready. It cooked for about 30 minutes.
All right, so as you guys can see, I already have my 9x13 pan and I've already sprayed it. So the first thing we're gonna do is take this can of flaky jumbo biscuits. I guess you can say it's just like Grand's biscuits, and supposedly we need to put them all in here and kind of smush them in. And these are the buttery biscuits, so maybe they'll have a nice buttery flavor to them. So we're gonna put each one of these out like this, and then after once we line them up, we're gonna smush them in. So kind of like this basically. I don't know, I'm not wearing gloves like the guy did, so it's a little bit more messy. I think this is probably good enough. They're smushed in quite a bit. The next thing we're going to do is add in our cooked sausage over on top of the biscuits. And this is just regular ground sausage. You can use whatever kind of sausage you want, I think. We're going to spread that all around evenly, distribute it. The next thing we're going to do is get some frozen hash browns. I got these right here. And we're going to put about 6 of them in there, or as many as will fit. Just make sure they are lining up in there though quite a bit. The next thing I'm going to do is pour in our egg mixture. Now I have about 8 eggs in here mixed with some milk and salt and pepper already. So we're just going to pour it over the hash browns and biscuits and stuff. The final thing we're going to do is add in this mozzarella cheese on top. I'm going to use about 1 cup, but you can use as much as you want to. Just evenly distribute it all over the casserole. We're going to go and pop this into a 375-degree oven for about 30 minutes like he said, and we'll see if this is done. Alright, we've just taken it out of the oven. As you guys can see, here's the finished product. It looks really good. So I'm going to cut up a serving and let's see how it tastes.
We've got this sausage, egg, casserole. It's got hash browns in it, mozzarella. But that looks good. See how it tastes. Easy win. Let's now. This makes a ton, very tasty. Kind of makes something like a Philly cheesesteak, That's why I usually have my, subs there. Juicy, warm, lots of flavor. The sausage is good. Everything's good. And this makes a ton of it. Like, I'm going to be enjoying my leftovers for the next, week, practically. Well, maybe not a full week straight, but we'll see. Depends on, who else wants to have some. If I was to rate this one, let me see. Yeah, I think this one might get a 9 for me. I could see myself asking for it again and again. 9 it is. TikTok, so far, I'm pretty pleased with you, provided. Thank you, TikTok. I think I'm gonna finish the rest off camera. I'll see you focus in just a little bit.
Let's make one of my favorite dinners ever. It's super easy, super cheap. I think it costs about $12 and it's picky eater friendly. First, we're just gonna brown our ground beef. Somehow we've lost our meat masher. We don't know where it went, so I'm just gonna use a spatula. Drain your grease. Add 3/4 cups of water and your taco seasoning. All right, while the meat is simmering, we're gonna open up our crescent rolls. Separate each triangle, put them in a circle. Second pack of crescent rolls, you wanna fill the gaps. When you're done, it'll look like this. Now we're ready for the beef. Take the beef and spread it on the base layer. Once you put the beef on there, put some cheese on top of the beef. Now you just take it and start folding it over, and you just put it in the oven at 375 for 15 to 18 minutes, just until your crescent roll looks cooked. And I just put whatever toppings on it. I put a little bit more cheese, some sour cream, tomatoes, mild sauce.
Hi again. I'm back with lunch, where I'm having some kind of like taco, but instead of with crescent rolls, basically a beef inside with cheese. You have some hot sauce. You have some sour cream. Cheers. Ooh, that's a bit of heat there. The beef goes well with it. I think we should have gone with a different sauce, but it's still pretty good as is. You did a fine job. This is very tasty. We need to make sure you do the right sauce next time. Or maybe the next time we do Taco Bell, we get like a bajillion things of fire sauce. There's plenty of breading here. I'm gonna remember this like 5 minutes after we finish this part. For this recipe, I'm gonna give this an 8.5. Right now, as is, I'd say it's about like an 8, maybe 8.5. I think that if it was a different sauce, I'd probably rate it up a bit more. Well, so you can get some for like the weekend. And by mild, of course, you mean Fire Diablo sauce, right? She's rolling her eyes at me. She just doesn't get and why hot is better. I'll see you folks again in a bit. Hi again, and welcome back for a little snack. My sweetie said to make some, chocolate chip cookies using a TikTok recipe. Gotta say, that looks good. Yeah, nice and golden. Looks like there's lots of chocolate. Basically even better once it's cooled off, but we'll see how it's warm. That is a lot of chocolate. Don't get me wrong, I usually prefer like my cookies cold, but this is even good even warm. And it's so soft, like, see that? The dough is like so soft. You can see why this recipe is like mega viral. Like it's sweet, it's soft, tons and tons of gooey chocolate. The dough tends to be similar, but it's a bit thinner. So basically, the dough is a bit thinner, so there's more chocolate proportionally than most cookies. It's comparable to this one, really. I'm gonna finish the rest off camera. I'll see you folks again come dinner time.
Super quick, easy dinner recipe, let's go. Grab you some of those cheap, great value meatballs, and you're gonna saute them in the butter. Then you're gonna season them. I usually use garlic salt, but I ran out, some black pepper and some onion powder, and then you're gonna pour in your sauce. Then I like to roll them around in the sauce, and then I'll put a lid on them and let them cook for about 10 to 15 minutes on medium heat. Then you wanna preheat your oven to 350. Once the meatballs are done cooking, then you wanna load up your sub rolls. I usually use about 5 meatballs to a roll. Then you wanna add some extra sauce on top of the meatballs. Then next you're gonna top them with some mozzarella cheese. Once you got your subs ready to go, I like to cook mine at 350 for about 14 minutes. This gets them nice, melty, and crispy. So quick and easy, let me know if you try them.
I'm back with dinner, and this is homemade meatball subs. Courtesy of a very interesting looking recipe on TikTok. Now I gotta say it looked good on the video, but we'll see how it tastes. Fun fact: before everything, before I got married, before I even met Crystal, back when I was working at Subway, I often have like meatball subs. I moved on to other kinds of subs, but they're definitely a favorite of mine. This one's a good one. It's got a good amount of sauce to it, plenty of meatballs. Get like 4 or 5 of them. I know that with certain places they don't give enough meatballs, which is always a sad thing for me. But this is good. And it's possible that certain people, who I will not name names, will appreciate the amount of mozzarella for cheese balls. They know who I'm talking about. Plenty of sauce. If anything, I probably have a little bit more, but not a huge amount. This is a good amount. And when the chefs here add a bit of garlic, it worked pretty well. I'm one for the garlicky taste, I'll say. Sometimes, certain people don't like that. So I'm trying my own. Let's see, what would I rate this recipe? I'd say 8.5. I'm curious how it'll taste a little bit more sauce. I do want to say, Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to receive notifications, and we'll see you in the next video. Until next time, this is Charles, signing off. Bye, birdies.